This is ABC7 News Weekend Edition. Your Suncoast News. We're here for you.
Good evening. Thank you for joining us. I'm Jess Dowdrick. Adam Cellini has the night off. Topping our news tonight, a developing story off the coast of Tampa where a casino shuttle boat has gone up in flames. All that's left tonight, charred remnants of that vessel sinking into the Gulf. Luckily, all 50 passengers on board were able to get off, dozens jumping several feet into the water to escape the blaze. 15 people have been taken to the hospital for minor injuries. Port Richey police say the shuttle boat was close to shore when it experienced engine problems. The shuttle boat regularly carries people back and forth from the Tropical Breeze Casino cruise, which is offshore because it can't legally operate close to land. President Donald Trump commenting tonight on the 38 minutes of terror in Hawaii Saturday. That's when a false emergency alert sent Hawaiian locals and vacationers scrambling for safety. ABC's Richard Cantu gives us a listen to the president's response.
President Trump Sunday night responding to the false incoming missile alert that sent Hawaii into a panic.
We're going to get involved. They took responsibility. They made a mistake.
The veteran technician who triggered the alarm is now off the job. Hawaii's governor saying it all happened because a wrong button was pressed. Officials temporarily suspending future drills and changing the rules. 2 people are now required to send out a system-wide alert.
The U.S. Pacific Command has detected a missile threat to Hawaii.
The horrifying alarm sweeping over Hawaii Saturday morning.
A missile may impact on land or sea within minutes.
Residents heading for bunkers, tourists marching into basements, hunkering down, fearing the worst.
Because of what's been going on in North Korea and things, you know, I tended to take it seriously at first.
Real fears stoked by North Korean leader Kim Jong-un's ballistic missile program and nuclear test explosions.
Kim Jong-un was the happiest guy in the world yesterday because his nuclear program has done what he wanted it to do, and that is be able to strike fear in the hearts of the American people.
Hawaii residents lived with the threat of an attack for 38 minutes on Saturday. That's how long it took to correct the false alarm.
The fact that it took so long for them to put out that second message to calm people, to allay their fears that this was a mistake, a false alarm, is something that has to be fixed.
The FCC, which helps manage the emergency alert system, is launching its own investigation, saying the government of Hawaii did not have reasonable safeguards to prevent the transmission of a false alert. Richard Cantu, ABC News, New York.
Well, it's a bit cooler on the Suncoast tonight than many of us are used to. Let's go now to Wendy Ross with a first look at the First Alert weather forecast. Wendy.
Yes, we are already seeing temperatures dropping into the 40s right now. There are still some 50s on the map, though. And you'll also notice that at the beaches, temperatures are slightly warmer. Longboat Key reporting 53, Venice at 52, and Englewood reporting the same. But as soon as you move a little bit farther inland, we're starting to see those 50 to 49 degree readings. For the next several hours, we'll continue to see those temperatures drop, and we are expecting to see an overnight low of about 44 degrees. We are going to be seeing fair skies throughout the evening hours, no rain in the forecast, and when you wake up tomorrow morning, we'll start off the day in the 40s, but we will be warming up, of course. 50 degrees right now at the airport, dew point at 43 degrees. Humidity is high. Winds are coming in out of the north-northeast at around 8 miles per hour, and presently we've got those winds coming down out of the north, but we are looking at fair skies, and we're going to start to see some changes in our forecast, which I'll explain in just a few minutes. Jess?
Thank you, Wendy. More than 500,000 people in Florida are living with Alzheimer's disease, and the state has the second highest prevalence of the disease in the country. That's why more than 100 people from across the state are traveling to Tallahassee this week to ask legislators to make Alzheimer's funding and research a top priority. ABC7's Erica Jackson shares how half a dozen people from the Suncoast will be making a difference.
The Alzheimer's Association reports 1 out of every 10 people in Florida are living with Alzheimer's. The organization believes everyone in the U.S. is somehow affected by the disease, and the number of patients is expected to grow within the next decade.
Alzheimer's disease isn't an incurable disease. It's a disease that we just haven't found a cure for yet.
Finding the cure for Alzheimer's is a priority for Ron Wheeler. He lost his mom, Barbara, to the disease 7 years ago. He believes the cure is out there, but researchers haven't tried hard enough.
We've done a tremendous job of making progress in cancer and heart disease and AIDS to make those diseases manageable and to find cures, but we haven't for Alzheimer's.
We really feel a true sense of responsibility so that we can really truly serve those affected by the disease.
Serena Duncan and more than 150 advocates from across the state will leave for Tallahassee on Tuesday to fight for Alzheimer's disease research and funding. She says the group has 4 main priorities, but will focus on supporting respite funding to benefit the 1.1 million caregivers of Alzheimer's patients in the state. Many patients require 24-hour care, especially while living with the late stages of the disease.
So it allows caregivers to take a slight break from the day-to-day care for their loved ones.
The fight doesn't stop there. Both Wheeler and Duncan plan to focus on funding at the federal level by meeting with Congressman Vern Buchanan and other representatives in Washington later this year. They believe the first step to finding a cure is education.
Tell them our story and have them be so receptive to us and listen to us, and then see that translate into real legislation, real funding, and a real impact.
It's unclear if Alzheimer's can be prevented, but the association recommends exercising and maintaining strong social relationships to lower your risk of Alzheimer's and dementia. Reporting in the newsroom, Erica Jackson, ABC7, your Suncoast News.
Thank you, Erica. Coming up this week, legislative committees will take up bills on 2 of the most important issues lawmakers are facing: opioids and hurricanes. The Senate is dealing with opioids. Opioids are being blamed for nearly 6,000 deaths a year in the Sunshine State. One of the things under consideration is a bill that would limit the amount of prescription drugs that a doctor can give to a patient.
The bill up next week would put a 3-day limit on prescriptions, extending it to 7 days in certain instances. There are many in the medical community who are concerned about this proposal and say it would put too much of a burden on patients. But the Senate is going to go ahead and tackle this bill, which is also a major priority for Governor Rick Scott.
Another big topic being tackled this week: hurricanes. A select House committee will be considering more than 150 recommendations on how to better prepare for hurricanes. Some of those recommendations include the creation of gas reserves, extending a toll road from Central Florida to the Georgia border, and making gas stations charge the same amount regardless of the octane level. After 4 years on the run, a man believed to be part of a group of drug smugglers called the Cocaine Cowboys has finally been apprehended. Mario Gonzalez was taken into custody by U.S. Marshals in southern Florida Friday night with the help of helicopters, armored vehicles, and more than 40 officers from different agencies. He'd been on the run since 2014 when he served time on drug charges. Authorities say that's when he approached his home. Gonzalez tried to flee in an all-terrain vehicle, but he ended up crashing into a fence.
Very successful. This guy was a very dangerous guy. Like I said, he's one of the original Cocaine Cowboys and did jail time before, and eluded us before in a car chase going over 120 miles an hour, and he was prepared, but we were more prepared this time.
Police came up with the name the Cocaine Cowboys to describe the people who smuggled tons of cocaine from Colombia to Miami in the 1970s and 80s. A beautification project was underway today at Big Cat Habitat in Sarasota. The volunteer organization Sugar coordinating a service day for school-age children to come out and place dozens of potted plants around the grounds. Today's project comes on the heels of several projects the group has planned to help the kids become more active in the community.
It was just awesome when we pulled up and they were like, there's a zebra, there's a camel, and then you hear the tigers and the cats roar. It was fun. And then they love getting their hands dirty and being able to pay it forward and participate. So it's awesome when we show up and we leave with a completed project.
Some sites the group has plans to beautify include Parrot Cove in Mayaca City and the Sarasota Jungle Gardens. Still to come here on ABC7, a split-second decision and an incredible catch. A look at the chaotic scene as a Georgia apartment complex goes up in flames. Plus, as dangerous icy conditions make a travel nightmare across the U.S., what we can expect for the week ahead right here at home.
My name is Stephen Jaffe. The law firm's name is Farmer Jaffe. One of the beautiful things about Julius is he's always smiling, and it becomes infectious. The fact that Julius has a disability has absolutely nothing to do with the quality of work that he's done. Just a great person you want on your staff.
Hi, this is Dan Marino. When your business recruits people with disabilities, everybody wins. To find out how, go to abilitieswork.employflorida.com.
It's time to take a road trip.
If you love the beach, Alabama's Gulf Coast has 32 miles of sugar white sand and turquoise water. Looking for a room with a view? We have them. Beachside and bayside. There's incredible history. Whoa! And the seafood is fresh from the Gulf. Another round of shrimp for my friends. Alabama has a road trip with your name on it.
Which one you gonna take?
They're coming from Tampa, Fort Myers, even Orlando. They're coming from everywhere for the Sarasota Ford Promise. Our promise means a new car you'll love. If not, return it for one you do. At Sarasota Ford, we promise live market pricing. We monitor national pricing on our entire inventory, so you get the best deal. In fact, we guarantee it. Bring us any competitor's ad, and we'll beat it by at least $1,000. That's why they're coming from everywhere to Sarasota Ford, where 41 meets 301. SarasotaFord.com.
We've all heard how military veterans adjusting to the civilian world may have certain issues.
30. 78.
If only everyone had this issue. No matter what challenge they face, Easter Seals is here for America's veterans.
We answered the call of duty and left our homes to serve in far-off lands. Now, we answer another call, this time at home, in our own communities, to respond in times of chaos, to use our strength, our skills, and our experiences to bring hope amid devastation and destruction. Together, as a team of brothers and sisters, we're continuing our mission to make this country a little stronger and a little better each day. We are Team Rubicon.
Enjoy some of the best Suncoast restaurants on me. Just go to mysuncoast.com/dining, sign up for the newsletter if you haven't already, and you can win a $50 gift card to a restaurant in our area. We'll pick a winner each week, so go on our website and sign up now.
Some desperate moments for a Georgia family this weekend as their home burned down around them. But thanks to the heroic efforts of firefighters, no one was hurt. Take a look at this chaotic scene. Firefighters grabbing their equipment as fast as they can, coming face to face with angry flames at a burning apartment complex. Parents making a frantic decision to throw their children away from the fire and into the arms of firefighters below. Another firefighter then catches another one of their children in her arms, a newborn twin, all while standing on a ladder.
I got about halfway up there, and here comes the baby down to my arms. We did what we had to do, and the thing is that everybody there knew what they had to do.
More than 80 people were living in that building. Amazingly, no one was seriously hurt. Incredible images out of California after a driver managed to crash his car into the second floor of a building. It happened in Santa Ana. Police say the driver was speeding and hit a center median. That made the car go airborne, and then it ended up in a dentist's office. 2 people were inside of the car. Amazingly, they only suffered minor injuries and were able to get out safely. Authorities suspect alcohol may have been involved. Here on the Suncoast, we may only be experiencing some cooler weather, but an Arctic blast is now gripping much of the country. As Ariel Reshef reports, the conditions are causing some dangerous situations.
Tonight, winter's wrath gripping the Northeast. From Maine to Connecticut, another round of brutal sub-freezing temperatures. The short-lived thaw followed by heavy rain creating ice jams, sending the Housatonic River spilling over. These cars stuck and submerged. In Kent, the overflow wreaking havoc at this school.
The base of that scoreboard encased in at least 4 feet of frozen floodwaters. This soccer field now an ice rink.
In Vermont, icy water lurching down the Missisquoi River, turning 6.5 miles of Route 78 into a sheet of ice. This drone video showing the Arctic scene in Lowville, New York. In Pittsburgh, Jason Corbin driving right into this treacherous stretch of the parkway.
I thought I'd be able to go through. I was going fine.
Climbing onto the roof of his sunken truck, documenting his wait to be rescued on Facebook.
Guys, when you see a lot of water, do not go through it.
Here in Connecticut, there are still plenty of these ice jams. The floodwaters are receding, but anywhere there's ice on the roads, it's not expected to go anywhere anytime soon. Ariel Reshef, ABC News, Kent, Connecticut.
Wendy Ross joins us now with your first alert weather. Wendy, I guess we can't complain about the cooler temperatures when we saw what other parts of the country are going through.
Oh my gosh, no. Nobody's feeling sorry for us. But what that man had to say, that was excellent advice. If you see a body of water, you do not go through it because you don't know what's underneath. So you don't know the true depth of that water. And we do have flooding experiences from time to time. And so we know the wisdom of those words. But for today, we had nothing but sunshine. We had cold temperatures, yes, but it was a beautiful day. We weren't shoveling any snow or picking through ice. What we will be experiencing, though, is that it will not be as cold tonight as it was last night. So a little bit of a shift in the winds will help to keep us a little bit on the warmer side. And we are also looking for a perfect day to be outdoors tomorrow. Just as it was today, it was really a very pretty day. 60 degrees was the daytime high, and if you were dressed for it, it was a great day to be outdoors. 39 was the overnight low, and that was chilly. And right now we're looking at temperatures in the 40s and 50s around the area. A little bit warmer on Longboat Key, 52 in Venice, 52 in Englewood, and otherwise temperatures are anywhere from 48 to 50 degrees all around our viewing area. We have clear skies out there. We also have those winds that have been dying down throughout the day. They're still fairly strong, though, if you're on Anna Maria, Longboat Key, Siesta Key, but as soon as you get east, it really does die down. But if you're at the water, you are experiencing a good strong wind at this point. But most of the winds are coming in out of the north right now, but there will be a shift in those winds, and that's what's going to help us warm up over the next couple of days. Very dry air sitting on top of us, and this is all the way up into the upper levels of the atmosphere, but it's affecting the entire state, so it's going to be very tough to find any rain, especially along the west coast of Florida, and we're not expecting to find any. So what we are going to be getting instead is just a lot of beautiful blue sky tomorrow, and the opportunity for any showers will be along the east coast because those winds are going to be coming in out of the northeast, and any moisture there may move on shore, but they're not going to make their way over to the west coast. We are not expecting rain for the next 24 to 48 hour period. It's going to be very quiet for us, and our temperatures are going to be moving on up, so that's good news. 50 degrees right now for us, dew point at 43 degrees, our humidity at 77%. The winds are calming down. They're coming in out of the northeast at around 8 miles per hour, and everywhere along the sun coast we are looking at clear skies with those temperatures in the upper 40s and low 50s. And as the night wears on, we're going to continue to see that drop in temperature down to about 44 degrees. So say the mid 40s for the overnight lows, and you saw that we had 39 was the overnight low last night. So we are seeing things warming on up. So when you wake up tomorrow morning, clear skies, lots of sunshine. It will start out chilly, but it is going to warm up. And we do have small craft should exercise caution for boaters tomorrow, as winds will be out of the north at around 15 knots. So later tonight, we are watching mostly clear skies, temperatures around 43 degrees, and we are looking at a warm up tomorrow to 66 degrees, a far cry from normal, which is 71, but lots and lots of sunshine for any of your outdoor plans tomorrow. The sun stays with us all the way through Wednesday. Then the next cold front comes in overnight, and we will see a change in the temperatures on Thursday, and then we warm right back up. That's the nice part about Florida. We do warm up once again. Jess.
Thank you, Wendy. Sports is up next. Stay with us.
The skills you develop as a soldier in the Army National Guard can give you a head start on your career. Gain practical experience with technology and equipment that will give you a leg up in the civilian world. Learn critical leadership skills and to be part of a team. Serve your community and your country part-time while earning money for an education. Visit NationalGuard.com to learn about the paid training and career opportunities available to you in the Army National Guard.
All hands on deck!
Jack, what's up? I want to point out 3 tips for using the home computer more safely. Point away.
First, stop. Make sure your software is up to date and that you've password protected your computer's login and Wi-Fi connection.
Next, think before visiting a site, opening attachments, or clicking on links.
Then connect, knowing you're helping make the web safer for you
and for everyone. Make Stop, Think, Connect part of your daily online routine.
This is your brain. This is drugs. This is your brain on drugs. Any questions?
Yeah, I have questions.
Prescription drugs aren't as bad as street drugs, right?
Weed's legal, isn't it?
Drinking is worse than smoking weed.
Isn't it? Why
is heroin so addictive?
Molly just makes you feel happy.
I have questions.
Mom?
Dad, did you ever try drugs?
They're going to ask. Be ready. Go to drugfree.org. A message from Partnership for Drug-Free Kids.
Monday at 4 on Suncoast View.
We have new book recommendations for the new year. I'm Stephanie Roberts. On Suncoast View, we'll ask our expert from Bookstore One to preview the hot new reads of 2018. Our tech guy brings the latest and greatest new things from the Consumer Electronics Show. Plus, the Pines of Sarasota talks about a new form of dementia. And Carmel Kitchen and Wine Bar is in our kitchen.
Monday at 4 on Suncoast View.
Coast Guard, we are taking on water.
The United States Coast Guard. They secure our ports and waterways, protect our environment, keep drugs away from our kids, and save lives. It's dangerous work. And in times of triumph or tragedy, the Coast Guard Foundation answers the call to support Coast Guard members and their families. Learn more at coastguardfoundation.org.
Every year, 40% of all food in the U.S. never gets eaten.
40%. That's almost half the food we produce.
Food waste is a serious problem. It impacts all of us.
And it's expensive. Your family is throwing $1,500 a year in the trash.
We're working hard to put food waste on the chopping block.
And you can do the same at home.
Learn how to cook it, store it, and share it.
Just don't waste it.
Go to SaveTheFood.com.
Here's today's Job of the Day. ABC7 is seeking a multimedia journalist who can tell a story on all platforms and meet tight deadlines. Reporting experience required. Visit mysuncoast.com/joboftheday to apply.
Now, sports.
The NFL's Final Four is set after a weekend of divisional playoff games. Let's go to Minneapolis, where the Minnesota Vikings host the New Orleans Saints. It was all Minnesota during the first half, the Vikings taking advantage of a Drew Brees interception, converting the turnover into points in a drive ending with this 1-yard touchdown run by Latavius Murray. The Vikings scoring 17 unanswered points going into the half. But the Saints come out strong in the second half. And ladies and gentlemen, we've got ourselves a game. The Saints take advantage of a blocked punt. Brees throws to the end zone and finds Alvin Kamara for the 14-yard touchdown. Saints go ahead 21-20 with 3 minutes to go in the game. After both teams kick field goals in the final minutes, the Vikings find themselves trailing by 1 with 10 seconds left in the game. They need a miracle, and that's just what they get. Case Keenum finds Stefan Diggs, who goes 61 yards for the game-winning touchdown. Vikings win 29-24. The Vikings will travel to Philadelphia next Sunday for the NFC Championship game. Kickoff is at 6:40. The Jacksonville Jaguars traveling to Pittsburgh to take on the Steelers. Both teams fighting for the chance to take on the New England Patriots in the AFC Championship game next week. The Jacksonville Jaguars dominated the first half. Their first drive, 4th and goal from the Steelers 1, and it's Leonard Fournette touchdown run, making it 7-0 Jaguars. Later in the first, Steelers with the ball at the Jaguars 47. Roethlisberger is hit and the fumble is scooped up by Telvin Smith. He goes 50 yards for the score. It's 28-14 Jacksonville at half. The Steelers answer though in the second half. Down by 2, scores in the 4th and 5. Ben Roethlisberger steps up and throws deep to Antonio Brown, who hauls in the 43-yard touchdown. But the Jaguars hold on to win 45-42. The Jacksonville Jaguars will travel to New England next Sunday to take on last year's Super Bowl champs for the AFC Championship game. Kickoff is at 3:05. In the NBA, the Milwaukee Bucks traveled to Miami to take on the Heat. Late in the second quarter, Bucks up by 7. It's Tyler Johnson who gets the jumper and the foul. Then, in the third, Heat up by 10. It's Malcolm Brogdon with the drive and the jam. The Heat go on to win it 97-79, securing its 7th consecutive win. On to the PGA Tour, where the Sony Open just wrapped up in Hawaii. In the longest sudden death playoff since 2012 on the PGA Tour, Patton Kizzare comes out on top. James Hahn taking the heartbreaking second, with Tom Hoge in third, and a three-way tie for fourth between Webb Simpson, Brian Harman, and Brian Stewart. More to come here on ABC7. Stay with us.
Need more space in your place? The More Space Place can help with Murphy beds that disappear to reveal a home office, living room, or den. Custom closets with designated areas for your shoes, bags, wardrobe, and accessories. Custom-built entertainment centers, garage storage systems, and more. The More Space Place has 3 showrooms next to Sunny's on US 41 South in Sarasota, on Lakewood Ranch Boulevard just south of State Route 64 in Bradenton, and on Tamiami Trail next to Panera Bread in Port Charlotte. Put more space in your place at the More Space Place.
Designers do it with style.
Tell me what's going on here.
Why, you don't like my hair?
The Mark and Mandy Show. In-depth design ideas.
What is up with the tuck tape here? Let's cover it up.
Amazing beauty and fashion tips.
So Halle Berry has amazing skin. Her secret is coffee grounds.
No.
Delicious recipes.
Today, I'm gonna show you a special dish that is sure to please that special someone in your life.
Watch the Mark and Mandy Show right here on your favorite channel.
It doesn't take a scientist to cure hunger or a fancy economist to create safe housing. It takes imagination, creativity, sweat equity. And I think of kids going to school hungry. Hunger, homelessness. In this land of plenty, seriously? Come on, we could fix this. Help out, or don't. The choice is yours.
Everybody can make something, because I think everyone has a spark of creativity, and the reason that I have to keep making is because I don't think my life would be as fulfilling without it. If you make things yourself, that means you're not cowering in fear. You're out there taking chances. That, I think, is my way of saying I love you to the world. All right, now I want to hear why you make.
Share your own Why I Make story today. Visit whyimake.org.
Here we go. We're gonna go out there in the rain. Gonna get wet. All right, here we go. Okay, quick. Oh yeah, yes. So much fun. Mwah. We're getting so wet.
ABC7 News at 7, weeknights. The Florida Lottery winning numbers are sponsored by Frontier Fios.
Despite several new movies debuting at the box office this week, Jumanji: Welcome to the Jungle came out on top once again over this Martin Luther King Jr. weekend. The film raking in an estimated $27 million. In second, the Steven Spielberg political thriller The Post, which brought in nearly $19 million. The debut of The Commuter, starring Liam Neeson, grossed $14.4 million to round out the top 3. Wendy, I haven't seen any of those. Have you seen any of
them?
them?
No, I haven't. I remember reading Jumanji years and years ago, but I haven't seen the post. That's the one I really want to see, though.
Okay.
That one looks really good. Of course, I love the actors in that one, so I'm looking forward to that. One of these days. One of these days I'll get there.
Thank you so much for joining us tonight. Have a great evening, everyone.